Hello there, my name is Sandil. Welcome back to our channel, English with Sanjana. In today's lesson, I am going to help you with geography. This lesson is very important for grade 9 geography students. Unit 1, the Asian region. The aim of this chapter is to learn more about important information on the Asian region. As we all might know, there are two ways of indicating the location of a place. They are absolute location and the relative location. First, we will be looking at what the relative location means and the relative location of the Asian region. For an example, the Asian continent is bounded by the Arctic Ocean on the north, the Pacific Ocean on the east, the Indian Ocean on the south, and the continent of Europe on the west, and the boundaries that can be used to separate Asia from Europe and Africa. There are so many islands which belong to Asian continent. Those islands can be divided into two main categories according to their magnitude. The islands which are larger in extent and the islands which are smaller in extent. Next, we will move on to have an idea about the absolute location and the absolute location of Asian region. As the final content in this lesson on the Asian region, the uniqueness of the Asian region. There are some specific human and physical characteristics in the Asian region. But we will only be looking at some specific unique characteristics in the Asian region. There are lots of relevant, colorful pictures for you to understand each content easily. If you watch this video on the Asian region all the way to the end, I am sure you can have a better understanding on the absolute location and the relative location of the Asian region and its uniqueness. As usual, at the end of the lesson, there are some activities to test whether you have understood the lesson. Then join me in this lesson on the Asian region. If you are ready, let's start with lesson 1. The Asian region. The aim of this chapter is to learn the important information on the Asian region. Now, let's take a look at geographical location. When you indicate the location of a place, you can use either relative location or absolute location. Let's start to understand the difference between relative location and absolute location. Relative location refers to the position of a place or entity based on its location with respect to other locations. Look at this map here. If you want to indicate the location of North Korea, you can use geographical features such as countries, oceans, seas, mountain ranges, rivers, and canals. According to this piece of map, the relative location of North Korea: China on the north, South Korea on the south, Russia on the northeast, Sea of Japan on the east, Yellow Sea on the west. Before we move on to learn the absolute location of a particular fixed place, we would be better going through the information on the relative location of Asia. The continent of Asia is located in the eastern part of the northern hemisphere of the earth. Look at this geographical globe. The Asia is located in the eastern part of the northern hemisphere. Geographically, Asia is connected to the continent of Europe. Have a close look at this map. It's clearly visible Asia and Europe are located as one landmass. It is called Eurasia. Some of the islands that belong to the Asian continent are located in the southern hemisphere. Some islands located in the southern hemisphere.
Sumatra, Java, Borneo, East Timor.
When we indicate the relative location of Asian continent, we can use the following geographical features around Asia. The Asian continent is bounded by the Arctic Ocean on the north, the Pacific Ocean on the east, the Indian Ocean on the south, the continent of Europe on the west. When we think about continent of Europe on the west, the following fact is very important. In a geographical view, the continent of Europe and Asia are both located as one landmass called Eurasia. Look at this map. Asia and Europe are located as one landmass. It is called Eurasia. It is important to understand the boundaries that separate Asia from Europe and Africa. Ural Mountain Range, River Ural, Caspian Sea, Caucasus Mountains, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Suez Canal and Red Sea. First picture shows Ural Mountains. In second picture you can see River Ural. In the third picture Caspian Sea. Next Caucasus Mountains, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Suez Canal and Red Sea. There are many islands that belong to the Asian continent. They can be divided into two main categories according to their magnitude. The islands which are larger in extent and the islands which are smaller in extent. First look at the islands which are larger in extent. Japanese islands, Indonesian islands, Philippine islands, Sri Lanka and Taiwan. At the top, on the left hand corner, Japanese islands. There are four main islands. They are
Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu.
At the top, on the right hand corner, Indonesian islands. There are so many islands, but I have taken only some major islands. They are
Sumatra, Java, Kalimantan, New Guinea, Sulawesi.
At the bottom, on the left, you can see Philippine Islands. Next picture, Sri Lanka. In the last picture, at the bottom, Taiwan. Smaller islands belong to Asia. They are
Andaman Islands, Nicobar Islands, the Maldives.
Have a close look at this map. Then you can see the Maldives, Andaman Islands and Nicobar Islands. That's all for the relative location of Asia. It's time to learn about absolute location. Absolute location describes the location of a place based on a fixed point on Earth. The most common way is to identify the location using coordinates such as latitude and longitude. The fixed point is P on the map. When you want to indicate the absolute location of that point, you can use latitude and longitude, which are called geographical coordinates. The absolute location of point P is 38 degrees and 53 minutes north and 77 degrees west. We know already how to mark the absolute location of a place based on geographical coordinates. So we can easily understand the absolute location of Asia now. The absolute location of the Asian region can be shown on the basis of longitudes and latitudes. The Asian continent is located between 10 degrees latitude south to 80 degrees latitude north and between 25 degrees and 180 degrees longitudes east. Look at this map with coordinates. The red arrow shows 10 degrees latitude south. The green arrow shows 80 degrees latitude north. The black arrow is for 25 degrees longitude east. Blue arrow is for 180 degrees longitude east. These latitudes and longitudes can be used to mark the absolute location of Asian continent. Uniqueness of the Asian region. There are some specific physical and human characteristics in Asian region. We will only be looking at several unique physical and human characteristics. The largest continent in the world. The presence of all climatic types of the world. Presence of different human races, ethnic groups and languages and cultural diversity. Birthplace of many major religions. Location of the largest mountain ranges and the highest mountain peak. The most popular continent. Other physical and human characteristics of the Asian region. The Asian continent covers an area of 44.6 million square kilometers. It's about 30% of the land area of the Earth and 8.7% of the entire surface of the Earth. The largest mountain range, the Himalayas, is located in the continent of Asia. Mount Everest, the highest peak, which is 8,848 meters in height, is located in Asia. The sea which is below sea level, the Dead Sea, is also located in Asian landmass. Cherrapunji in the state of Meghalaya in India receives the highest rainfall in the world and it is located in Asia. Gobi Desert in Mongolia is considered as the area that receives the lowest rainfall in the world. It is located in Asia. All types of climates and forests can be found in the continent of Asia. More than half or about 60% of the world population lives in this Asian region. 6 out of 10 most populous countries are located in the continent of Asia.
China,
which has the highest population in the world.
India,
which has the second highest population in the world.
Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Japan.
In Asian region, there are 54 states or independent countries. The average density of population of the continent of Asia is 87 per kilometer, but in some regions more than 3,000 people per kilometer. The diversity in the culture, ethnicity and race is a special feature of the population of the Asian region. Existence of various languages is another specific feature. 297 living languages are available only in China. Asian region has become unique as it is the home to the world's most ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Huanghe and Indus. Asia is the birthplace of major religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam and Christianity. That's all for today's lesson. As usual, at the end of the lesson, there are activities to test whether you have understood the lesson. Question number 1. How many living languages are available in China? Now pause the video and write the answer. 297 living languages. Second question. How many independent countries in Asia? 54 independent countries. Third question. The continent of Asia is located in the eastern part of the northern hemisphere. Question number 4. Which country holds the highest population in the world? China. Question number 5. What is the largest continent in the world? Asia. Question number 6. The Asian continent is bounded by the Arctic Ocean on the north. Question number 7. Name one geographical boundary that can be used to separate Asia from Africa. Red Sea. Question number 8. Name an island which is smaller in extent in Asia. The Maldives. Question number 9. What is the largest mountain range in the world? The Himalayas. Question number 10. Name some islands which are larger in extent in Asia. Japanese Islands, Indonesian Islands, Philippine Islands, Sri Lanka and Taiwan. This is the end of the lesson on the Asian region. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you understood the lesson well. If you find this video useful, subscribe to our channel and alarm the notification bell. Then you know when the next lesson is ready. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.